question for the day.
Wow. Okay, well, that's what I get for thinking I know what to expect.
Well, I just figured like the first few words of our episodes don't always have to be daily question for you or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Not anymore, at least.
yeah, no, it's a different start. Okay, so my daily question is when an ice cream truck comes through your neighborhood, what's your go-to get?
Ooh. I think that I've only had ice cream from an ice cream vehicle, ice cream truck.
Okay.
Once as a kid. And I think it was in Colorado.
I didn't say it had to be when you were a kid.
Right, but I'm saying like I think that's literally the only time I've ever had it. I think it's only been once.
Wow.
Unless you're counting like the ice shaving trucks.
Yeah.
But they don't
snow cones.
They've never come through the neighborhood. So, and I don't even remember what I got that one time. I just remember it was novel that we did it. And then it has come through once since I've been a dad with kids who are old enough for that to be interesting. And I realized why I think I only did it once as a child, because they are so expensive. It's like $6 for a single thing.
Golly.
And I know it wasn't that way as a kid, but like 6 times 5 is $30.
Good math.
Thanks.
You still haven't answered the question.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Really?
Yeah.
The one time it came into our neighborhood, did you get anything?
I just got our kids stuff.
Interesting.
And so
makes me feel like spoiled that I'm going to answer this question now.
Maybe you were.
That's probably true.
I mean, you were. This may not necessarily be an example of that, though it's looking like it might.
I also did live in New Mexico, and we lived on a dirt road, and it was always hot. So I wonder if we just had more frequent ice cream trucks.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
And I doubt my parents would have spent $6 on an ice cream.
Yeah. I don't know.
Just a different time.
So what's your go-to?
So I have 2 answers. When I was a kid, my choice is actually what I think we got for our daughter that one time it came through the neighborhood.
Ladybug thing?
No, I'm pretty sure we got this. Maybe I'm wrong. But it's from the Powerpuff Girls, Bubbles, the character, and it has like bubblegum eyes, and it's like her face on a stick. But I think my actual choice, or what I go to or would go to more often, is Flintstones push pop that's like orange and like sherbet-y, and it's just so good.
There's so much I need to unpack there.
In the summertime, I do not often want chocolatey things.
Yeah, but I don't know if I've ever heard you speak positively about the sherbet realm of icy treats.
I love fruity ice cream, and specifically sherbet, which is not fruity ice cream, but same.
We've been married for almost 10 years, and I've never once got you sherbet.
Well, now you can.
And I've gotten you a lot of ice cream, which sherbet's not ice cream, in my opinion.
You asked me what kind of ice cream I want.
Because I don't even consider sherbet worth involving in that conversation.
Oh, sherbet is so good. It's a nice palate cleanser. And so when it's hot outside, I will happily eat sherbet more than I would eat like a vanilla ice cream.
So when DQ and Orange Julius have the same building, you're going to the Orange Julius?
It depends.
In the summer?
Then yeah, I would go to the Orange Julius.
Wow. I feel like I learned so much about you
through our podcast. Yeah, I think normal ice cream for me is more of a winter treat.
Wow.
Except for Rizzuto's.
There was a time as a kid where I really did like sherbet. And I can remember like my parents went out of the way to get sherbet so that I could have it. As an adult, though, I don't know what happened, but I really have no interest. It does not speak to me at all.
That's how I feel.
But there was a phase as a kid where that was it.
I mean, I don't have that end of the story of like, this is what I loved as a kid, but that's how I feel about mint chocolate chip. don't like the stuff.
But you've never liked it, have you?
That's why I said it was different.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure I tolerated it a lot better when I was younger, but now it does not interest me.
Interesting. Yeah, I love mint chocolate chip.
Yeah, the only mint chocolate combination I love are York patties. Everything else I'm not about.
See, that's another one that, like, I think as a kid I liked.
You liked
but
York?
Now I don't.
Oh, so weird.
They feel dry in my mouth for some reason.
Okay, well, maybe you just have a saliva issue. I don't know.
I do. I have too much.
Then why would it be dry?
I don't know. One of my childhood traumas is being in the dentist chair. I don't think have I told you this story.
Maybe.
I'm laying in the dentist chair and having two attractive dental assistants over me, and they're like working on something. They're like, wow, this guy has so much saliva production. And they said it in this like kind of critical way, and they weren't trying to be mean, but it just sounded a little critical. And to my like, I don't know, 8-year-old heart, I was like, girls don't like how much saliva my mouth is. I've since gotten over it, but that moment sticks with me.
Has a dentist doubled down on that, though?
No, they always have compliments.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, I'm wondering if that was just like, that's not a true statement about you.
Oh, like it was an Oh, I've never thought about that. Could be. It could be that was like
I would ask your dentist next time.
One day where I had an overproduction.
Yeah.
I've never thought of that memory that way. Which, I mean, is also a good tie-in to our episode today of things you've done as a child that now as an adult you've done or see differently.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, there's so many things as kids that we hear and then we think about as an adult. And we're like, oh, yeah, that did not mean what I thought it meant.
Mm-hmm. I think, at least for a couple of mine, it's worse as an adult than it was as a kid.
Oh.
Like what I experienced as a kid was like glorified in my mind.
Yep.
And then as I've re-experienced it.
Like it's not as good as an adult.
Yeah. So one of my examples is when I lived in New Mexico, one of my favorite things to do was attend the balloon fiesta.
Yeah.
And we would get donuts and we would just see hundreds of balloons in the sky, thousands really. And one even landed in our backyard and just crazy stuff. And it's way bigger than what we have in Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
People do not know. But when we went back and experienced it as an adult, it didn't have the same magic.
Weird.
I just don't know if I cared about it as much or...
That's so interesting because that was my first time doing it in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have the childhood experience.
And you really liked it?
And I loved it. I thought that was so epic.
Yeah, it wasn't the same as like my childhood wonder made it out to be. And I was like... Is
it just nostalgia or do you think that...
Maybe.
Like, just because everything seemed bigger? Or...
I think just New Mexico seemed lame as an adult. And as a kid, I didn't know any differently. And so maybe it's more of like I can see beyond what's right in front of me. Like as a kid, you really only see like what's in front of your face. And so could have been that. But I don't know. It just wasn't as spectacular. Like I just remember thousands of balloons. And when we went back, I was like, there's maybe like 300. This is not the same.
I think we're going to continue to learn a lot about each other this episode because I feel like most of my list is actually the opposite where I experienced it as a kid and now as an adult, it feels even cooler.
What's an example?
So the first example that I had was electric cars. So as a kid, my parents got, I think it was probably a hand-me-down or like secondhand something. They got it real cheap. But it was just one of those 12-volt electric cars. And I ran over my sister Hannah with it. I'm probably...
Like you're talking like little kid cars.
Yeah, little kid car. Yeah. Okay. And I'm pretty sure I ran over Rebecca with it. Like, just think that's what you do when you have siblings in a car like that. And what little memory I have of that vehicle, it was all right. Like it was fun to move around, but it didn't go fast. And I feel like I remember wanting to be outside of the car more than wanting to be inside the car. And, you know, given technology's changed a lot too. So it's not really an apples to apples comparison, but we got our kids one of those cars, a 24 volt, which apparently is the big trick. and so 12 for Christmas. And like we went on like a 5-mile walk from our house to my parents' house on like main roads on the sidewalk, obviously. And it goes like 5 miles an hour, and we've like souped it up with a bunch of stuff. And it's just like, even though I'm not the one in it, it feels so cool.
I mean, even the fact that it has a parent controller.
Oh, which means that I get to drive it sometimes too.
I think I had a Barbie Jeep.
Oh, did you?
But we also lived on a dirt road, and it was probably 12 volt. And it didn't have the power. But also, we had a go-kart, like a gas-powered go-kart. And I preferred that one.
Of course you did.
I could absolutely fly. And the way that our house was oriented was like a flat down, flat up. And so we made a racetrack. And just because I weighed less than my brother, I could make it up the hill and he couldn't.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so I would just zoom all the way around. And it was just way more fun than my Barbie car ever was.
I can see that.
But also it helped us that we were on dirt roads. Like, you know, I don't know that I'd want to do that on asphalt. I don't know. It just feels like it'd be different. Another sad one I have. So sorry, all of mine are like downers. I need to come up with some that are like better as an adult. And this is going to seem like a big downer. Because in my childhood, some of my fondest memories were spent on a boat at a lake. And I'm just like a little fish. And I always want to be in the water. And I skied and wakeboarded. And just, I mean, we'd spend all day on the water. And that was always amazing. And now, I mean, it is still amazing to be on the water. And I love soaking up the sun. And I would happily spend the day on a boat. And the thing that's ruined for me is I am so much more aware of what has happened in the water, and I have a harder time going in. Just like literally thinking about all the people who peed in the water, or
the fish,
or the animals that are in there. And also one of the lakes that we have here, there's like deaths that have happened in the water. And I'm like, oh my gosh, am I swimming with dead people? Or like bodies that have never been found. And so it just like grosses me out.
Statistically, it's unlikely. I think they dredge it.
But I
frequently.
don't know. It's like, you know, your dad always says the solution to pollution is dilution.
My dad says that?
Yeah, he's the one who said it.
Well, I don't know.
And so like, if you had blood in the water, and you add more water to it, you're diluting it to the point where like the blood's like not noticeable. And so I guess it could be true of a lake too. But like now I just, I think about what could be touching my feet, and I just have a harder time getting in water now. And that drives me bonkers because that is like my upbringing. That is my joy. And I don't know how to get over that mental battle.
Man, it's so interesting too, because all I want to do every time you tell something new, I want to like be like, I'm exactly the opposite. Because as a kid,
you were afraid of the water.
I went to camp, and that was where I was introduced to the idea of water moccasins.
Oh.
and I think maybe that's specifically why I'm okay with it now, is I thought every single body of water always had water moccasins. That it was just like, here's a puddle, where's the moccasin?
Interesting.
Because I think they were like, that specific lake had them occasionally, and so they were really laying it in heavy, but like traumatized me with it. And so then I did the research and exploring of like, oh, like they are not everywhere, and like I don't think we actually have water moccasins in Colorado, and at least not in the lakes that we're going to. There
are other kind of snakes,
right?
But yeah.
And so, and even finding out about like, what are they? Black widows. I thought that like as a kid, I thought black widows were in every single tire of every vehicle that had sat in a garage for longer than a week.
Interesting.
And it was probably something that Dabu told me, some story about some woman who walked into her garage after a week and got bit by a black widow and died. But like not having that context, I just thought it was everywhere. And then as an adult, realizing one, black widows are not everywhere.
Yep.
And two, that if you get bit by a black widow, you don't die instantly. You'll start feeling really sick, and within 24 hours, you could die if you don't go to the hospital. And so it's not like, at least that's the most recent research. If you know better than I do and you have the credentials to back it, please tell me.
I do think so a couple of things. First of all, when I was a kid, I didn't think too largely about what was in the water, but I never was the first one to go in. I would always shove my brother in, or my mom would have to be in the water before I ever felt comfortable. They didn't need to stay in the water, but they needed to be the first one in.
I go in first now as an adult, where I've done the research and I know okay, the kind of fish that are in here are these kinds, and these are the animals that could get me, and that's what I'm looking out for, so I'm fine. Right? Probably. Because as a kid, it was always like, oh no, a shark's going to bite me.
No.
And nobody ever told me
there are no
sharks are not in lakes.
I remember my parents telling me that. Nowadays, I would actually, as challenging as it is, I am more likely to get in freezing cold mountain lakes than I am to get in any other lake, because in the warmer ones are where all of the animals are, right? You're not going to see a snake swiggling across icy water.
Since I've never heard my dad say this, I'm going to get it wrong. The solution to pollution is dilution.
Yeah.
You're in the more concentrated area of deer pee and other peas.
Because it's cold?
Because you're up in the mountains where the deers are, and you're at the top flow of the water. And so it's going to start there and then dilute down.
See, I don't know if pee really bothers me.
Interesting.
But no, I don't know. Don't tell me things if you...
Okay, I do have a negative one to join you in your Debbie Downer adulthood.
I'm sorry.
Roller coasters and theme parks in general. I remember fondly going to Silver Dollar City with my family, and even Six Flags. Back when I was a kid, they had 7.
That's a lie.
But I remember those trips very fondly, really enjoying them. I remember one time I saved my sister's life because Elizabeth was right next to me, and she was a little twig because she was pre-middle school, very much in that I've got all the limbs but no mass on those limbs stage of development. And they strapped her in next to me, and it was on a roller coaster that had a loop. And even as she sat there, she was like, I don't know if I'm in. And I don't remember exactly what happened. I don't think that the thing came off, but I think she started slipping out or something. And I did the dad thing and just put my arm out and held her down, which kind of sucked on a loop because I'm upside down trying to force my sister not to fall to her death in it.
Wow.
But, type 2 fun. It's a type 2 fun story.
You're going to have to explain that.
Oh, okay. So I just found out about it. It's type 1 fun is it's fun in the moment, and all of it's just enjoyable. Type 2 fun is it's not fun in the moment, but it's a really fun story afterwards.
Sure.
So type 2 fun.
Okay.
But I feel like all of my experiences with theme parks was type 1 fun at the time. And I don't even know if I have type 2 fun at themes park. They're not fun to me. They make me feel sick.
Yeah.
Nothing about it feels enjoyable. Some of it is the lake thing of I now know too much, and so it doesn't seem like it's a good idea anyways.
Well, that's so interesting, because now as I'm thinking about it, it's flip-flopped for me.
We're just going to go back and forth.
I know.
I hate this as an adult.
And I love it. Yeah. Well, okay. So as a kid, I was afraid of going upside down, and I wouldn't go on roller coasters. Or I know that I've been to Disneyland, but I don't remember it at all. And as an adult, we got to go to Disney World.
Yep.
And I absolutely loved it as an adult. It was so fun, because I wasn't carting around kids.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody needed a nap. We could just eat and do what we wanted to do. So I really loved that. I like going upside down now, though. When we went to Disney, there were no upside down rides. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't even think Magic Mountain went upside down. I don't think. But even in my early college years, when I went to Six Flags, I started going on the ones that go upside down, and I
Yeah.
really, really enjoyed it. And I don't get nauseous. And what I like now is that because you do get nauseous, we have a designated bag holder,
Yep.
which I appreciate. And yeah, I don't know. I just think I was so afraid as a kid
Yeah.
that like in an opposite way, the knowledge of not like things collapsing.
Yeah.
Like I'm not talking that knowledge, but just like going upside down isn't such a bad thing.
Yeah.
Is helpful for me as an adult.
Yeah. As long as you're not Elizabeth.
Yeah. Well, and I can't really go on like state fair rides. Those ones creep me out because I'm like, this was literally put up like 5 days ago.
Mm-hmm. One thing that has, again, for me, improved in my love of as an adult is hiking. I remember going on a lot of hikes as a kid. And camping, we've already touched on in the show. We have not made further progress on that. But I remember climbing on the rocks and doing all that. And now as an adult, where I don't have my mom saying, get off the rocks. And I'm instead the dad saying, get off the rocks.
No, you're more like, have confident feet.
That is my line. Confident feet. There are plenty of rocks that I tell the kids not to climb on.
Just fewer than your mom.
But when I get to go out by myself and I don't have a parent telling me to get off of them and I get to go out and do it, or I get to rock climb with gear and stuff, man, it's so fun. And I think having the experience as a kid actually enhances my ability to love it as an adult more. And having some of the foundations of basic safety and understanding of things and comfortability with it. And, you know, I've seen way less mountain lions than I've been warned about. So I think maybe my childhood feels very fear-mongered, is what I'm realizing.
I mean, with dare and stop, drop, and roll and shelter in place things, which I don't even know if your mom had you practice those, but where you just like hide under your desk and you're like, how would this protect me from a bomb? But one thing that I'm really grateful for, and though you might slightly disagree, I have really grown to enjoy more food. Like when I was younger, I was so picky. I mean, I was that kid eating hot dogs and chicken nuggets and mac and cheese, and like that was it. And now just experiencing so much more food and flavor and being willing to try new things within reason for me. I still can't try like weird things or don't want to. Example, when I was younger, my favorite pizza was like cheese pizza. And now it's probably supreme pizza. So like complete opposite.
You think your favorite pizza?
No, you're right. I forgot that my favorite pizza is Canadian, or what is it called? Hawaiian pizza.
Hawaiian with red onion.
Red onion, not yellow onion. We learned that recently. We ordered a pizza with Canadian bacon, pineapple, and onion, but we didn't specify red onion, so they put yellow onion on there, and it was
awful. And they put the onion under the cheese or something. It was
just weird.
It was a bad experience.
Yeah, would not recommend. Red onion though, would recommend. And some oregano.
You have pursued supreme more lately. I've noticed that in the past couple of months.
Yeah.
Interesting. We'll keep pushing that one.
Or not.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be good. Because I'm realizing too, like to follow our pattern of opposites, I'm maybe a little less adventurous now because
barely 1%.
But the 1% is really important here. We've talked before about how we probably ran into each other at Great China Buffet or whatever it was, right? Yeah. I can remember pursuing the weirdest stuff they would have there. And as an adult, looking back on that area of town and that business practice and being in a landlocked state, the things that I ate, I don't know if I should have been eating. Like, I think there was one point where they had sushi at a China buffet. And it was like right next to the ice cream or something. Like it was probably sitting out there all day. Like I wouldn't eat that now, you know?
Yeah.
So one thing that I have lost though is my ability to play with characters together. So like to take two Legos and have a dialogue between them. it's not as fun anymore.
You can't talk to yourself?
Well, I watch our son do it, and I can remember doing that as a kid. And as an adult, I just can't get into the narrative in my head the way I used to.
Huh.
And it's because I can even like pull up those memories and see all of the visuals of like he's playing with Legos that I played with as a kid.
Yeah.
So I can remember the stories that I had and the movements and all that. If I was to go up there right now, I don't know if I could still do it.
Okay, so the set to the fourth power, I guess it's just. I love that, actually.
Did you do that last time, or did I?
You just came up with that, but I love it. It's so funny. Anyways, the question you should ask around the dining room table is like either something good or bad. What's better that you experienced, or like what's something you experienced as a child that's better now as an adult?
Yep.
Or vice versa. What's something that you experienced as a child that's worse now as an adult? Either of those questions I think are really fun to talk about.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then go do something and find one of those fun things.
Yeah.
And re-explore it.
Or even so, try to make one of the bad ones a better experience. At least like a...
Yeah. Or like explore how do you fix that?
Yeah. Like Trevor getting in the water before Bry, and maybe she'll get in.
Yeah. It's easy. Because if I'm getting in the water, I've already done my thinking process on what fish are going to be kissing my legs.
It's not about the fish.
It's just the dead bodies.